Christ, Israel, Yahweh Shem Yahshua all my brothers, Yahweh Shema Alatan, I.S.U.P.K, Shem Yahshua to all my sisters. Once again, it's Friday. It is the Lashawan Qadash class, the Hebrew class for Atlanta, or as we call the Hebrews 101. All right, what do? We always focus on the basics. We focus on the foundation of the Hebrew language. We make sure to get our letters, our characters, and pronunciations correct. Make sure we read them right. Why? So when we have to read for your pleasure, you have to read for Sabbath service, read for the feast, or read for the generals. Hey, you be able to ride with the big boys, all right? Okay, so let's take it from the top, how we always do. Going over our letters, all right? We got 22 letters, 22 syllables and characters for the Hebrew language, all right? Here we go. A, Va, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Ba. All right. So those are all the letters, the syllables. Okay. Now we're going to go over them again in the ancient Hebrew. All right. We don't always focus on on this side of the Hebrew, but we do like to do it because again, that is the original tongue, that is the original language. Also, so you can recognize these letters when you go to a feast or when you go to Passover. You see brothers with those glorious garments. You see sisters with those immaculate garments. And you'll see the names written on it. All right? So now you'll be able to read who they are, what they're actually saying. All right? So again, our first letter, A. All right? And when we see this one, notice that it's going to look like an English A, just laying on its side. All right? We got Ba. Okay? Kind of looks like almost a fish hook. Okay? Ga. Incomplete triangle. Da. Triangle. Ha. Right? Backwards, English F. Y. Kind of resembles the English Y, doesn't it? Then we have Za. In English Z. Next, we have Ka. Ka, a real strong syllable. This is going to look like a ladder, if you will. Okay? Next is Ta. Ta. X with a circle around it. Ya. Resembles the Z with an extra line in the middle. Ka. Half circle. Triangle in the middle. Then we have La. We have La. It's just like the English L. All right? We have Ma, and we'll also have Na. Now these two syllables can be very confusing in the Assyrian, but just remember that the Ma is going to look like a W with a hook on the end, and then Na is going to look like the V with a hook on the end. Okay. Next we have Sa, which is going to resemble an antenna, if you will. I, the letter O. Pa, it's going to look like the English J. Taza, line, small Z at the top. Okay. Qua, it's going to look like a mushroom. Ra, it's going to look like number 4. Sha, English W. Tha, T on the side. Okay? Cool beans, cool beans. All right? And one more time for the Assyrian Hebrew. Of course, this is the predominant Hebrew. This is why we focus on it, especially in the text. All right? A, kind of look like an X. Ba, kind of looks like an upside down J, if you will. Ga, looking like a coat hanger. T, if you will. Ha, kind of looks like the number 7 with the extra line. Wa, another antenna, if you will. Za, T with a curve on it. Then we have Ka. Now, in the Assyrian, Ka is going to look like the Ha, but the Ka is going to be connected. Ha is going to have the space. All right? And again, remember, we're just going over these letters, pronunciations, and also characteristics, how they look, so they help us give us a better sense and to recognize them as we read the text. Okay? And we have Ta, which is it's going to look like a horseshoe, if you will. Ya, which is going to be a very small letter in the text. It's going to almost look like an apostrophe mark, if you will. Okay? Then we have Ka. It's going to look like a U. But also, in the Assyrian language, in the Assyrian Hebrew, we have 5 letters that will change their shapes when they're at the end of the text. Okay? Ka being one of them. Now Ka is going to look, if it's at the end of a word, it's going to kind of look like the Da, but now Da is going to have the extended clip on it. Okay? Da is going to be a lot longer. But Ka is going to be a lot longer when it's at the end of a sentence. Or at the end of the word. All right? Next we have La. It's going to resemble a question mark. Ma. It's going to kind of look like a bell. And when it's at the end of a word, it's going to turn into a box. It's going to look just like a square. All right? Na reminds us of the Wa, just an extra line on the bottom. But then when it's at the end of a word, it's going to look like Wa, but it's going to have the extended clip when it's at the end. Okay? So when it's at the end of the word, it's going to change its shape. And that's Na. Next we have Sa. Sa. And we do get confused sometimes because it resembles the Ma. It looks like the Ma, but it's going to have the bangs at on the top of it, okay? Next we have I. I. And in the Assyrian, it's going to look just like the Y, the English Y. Next is Pa. Pa. Kind of looks like an upside down G. And when it's at the end of a word, extended clip. All right? Next, Tazah. Tazah. In the Assyrian, curvy Y. And at the end, extended clip. All right? Next, we have Qua. Qua. An incomplete P, if you will. Ra. Ra. Kind of looks like the number 7. Sha. Remind us earlier of the English Y, of the English W. Again, looks like the W. Pitchfork almost, if you will. And lastly, Fa. Fa. Kind of reminds us of the Ha and the Ka. Just a curvy line, okay? All right. Most High in Christ. We'll let that sit for a few seconds, and then we're going to get to our next, continue our lesson from the books of the Tanakh. All right? Most High in Christ. Now, last week we had technical difficulties trying to get through our lesson. What present is the devil the Bible speaks of. But we still have our books from the Tanakh. Okay, continuing. We have the book of Ruth. The book of Ruth is Ra-Wath. Ra-Wath. All right? Next, we have the book of Lamentations. And to pronounce this in the Hebrew is going to be I.S.U.P.K. I.S.U.K. Right? Next, Ecclesiastes. Quahala. 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 Right? Next we have Esther. Esther in the Hebrew is going to be pronounced Asathar. Asathar. Okay? We'll leave this up for the folks. You got that? No sweat, no sweat. We leave it up for a few more seconds. I got the pleasure of having Officer Brakiyala with us in class today, holding me down with Shamar. And get a little more on this Hebrew. Also, what you're seeing here is the ancient Hebrew. That's the ancient Hebrew. All right. You good. You next door. You're going to be next door. No sweat. Okay. So in the meantime, you want to just write the English out. Just write the English out. So roof is how, what is it? Ra, wa. The limitations is I.S.U.K. Ecclesiastes is Quahala. Absolutely. Esther is Ashatar. Absolutely. You pronounce it better than me already. Most high credit. All right. All right. Okay. We'll get to our next books of the Tanakh. We're going to have Daniel. We're going to have Daniel. All right. Let's write that out. Daniel. And the way we pronounce that in the Hebrew is Da, Na, Na, Ya'al. The Na Ya'al. See, that's amazing. This is what I find amazing. Like, as we learn the Hebrew language, we go over the text, and we notice how similar, how we know we know a lot of similarities within the English language compared to the Hebrew language. How we have Daniel in the English, but then we go to, in the Hebrew, it's going to be pronounced what?
Daniel.
Exactly. See how our pressures took our language, try to mold it for themselves. Right? Next we have the book of Ezra. The book of Ezra. That's going to be pronounced simply Zara. Absolutely, come on in. Hey, how about some what's going on, brother? Hopefully everything is good with you. Right now we're continuing our lesson from last week. We're trying to go finish up our books of the Tanakh. All right. So now, next we have Nehemiah. Yeah, Nehemiah. Nehemiah. Okay. And pronounce that in the Hebrew is Nakamaya. Or Na Ka. Yeah, Nehemiah. And pronounce it in Hebrew is Nakamaya. Nakamaya. Again, we're seeing like there's a lot of similarities, man, that have been taken from the Hebrew language, man. All right. Now, we'll leave this up. And see how we actually write this in the text. All right. So right now, so in the black we have the English. In the blue we have the Hebrew pronunciation. All right. Now, in the red, let's write this out in the Hebrew text. Okay. First, we'll do. Let's see. We'll go ahead and do a Syrian again because that is the predominant text that we see. All right. And also remember, in Hebrew we write and read from right to left. Okay. Now that's going to be written out. Like so. So now, Officer Barak, just real quick, looking at our alphabet. Can you tell me what letters, all the letters that we have?
Let me
Mm-hmm.
Alright, starting from the right.
We got.
Got dot.
Yep.
Alright.
So we got Da.
Alright, and we got okay, I see.
No
So it's in the Syrian.
Yes.
Alright, the Ka.
Okay, hold on. So we got Da. Then we have what's the next one?
Ka.
Hold on. Take a look at it. Take a look at the notes. So now deny your all. Deny your all. Alright? So we have da, then we have and see that's this one,
Yeah.
this, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, okay, we got y'all right here. That's right. Now the na and the ka can look confusing because the na in the Syrian kind of looks like the ka in ancient Hebrew.
I see it.
No sweat.
So nah.
You all right? Okay, so we have da, na, ya, and then we have ah. Excellent. Then we have ha, and then we have la. Very good. So we all the letters we have da, na, ya, ah, ha, and then la. And then now, cool. So now, real quick, let's write this in ancient Hebrew. All right. Same letters. Ancient Hebrew. Now, ancient Hebrew is going to look extremely different in the text. All right. Cool. So now, again, same letters in the na ya all. We have the da, na, ya, ah, ha, and then la. Now, Assyrian Hebrew can be very hard to read because one of the trickiest things is knowing when to put letters together. When to put letters together, okay? So now, when we're looking at Assyrian, we're going to be trying to always like figure it out. You know, a lot of times we might, sometimes coming from English, we might say dan, then ya. You see what I'm saying? But it's going to be pronounced dana ya all. Okay? So now with that being said, ancient Hebrew has what we call bumpers and bridges. Okay? So now the first letter has a bumper because that is the one syllable, Salakian. That's pronounced by itself. Okay? Then when we have a bridge, that's going to bring the syllables together, okay? So now, when we see this, the pronunciation written out, we have dana ya all, okay? Now, dana ya all, just real quick, basic. Da, na, ya, all. 4 syllables. But we know that we read through it, we had at least 6 characters, right? Cool. So now, this is how we're going to write it in in ancient Hebrew, okay? So da, na, bumper, brumper, ya, bumper, and then all. Essentially, that's how it's pronounced. That's how it's pronounced, okay? Danaya all. Danaya all. Alright? Now also, the ah and the ha are together as well. Okay? So, this is kind of unconventional Hebrew, at least the way I'm writing it. But I'm just working this out so you can understand like just how it's going to be pronounced. Okay? Because people tend to have this misconception with other words too. That's why we tend to hear brothers who claim to be in the truth, and they'll say, how would they greet us?
Shalom.
Shalom. Okay, cool. So let's hit that real quick. All right. So You got Sha. So you said Shalom, right? Okay, so now these are the letters in Shalom. Okay, this is what they're pronouncing. You got Sha, La, Wa, and then Ma. These are all the letters. Okay, Sha, La, Wa, Ma. Okay, cool. So now, when you see it in the Assyrian, it looks like, do this real quick. All right. So Shala, Wa, Ma. These are the letters for Shalom. These are the letters. Okay? Shala, Wa, Ma. Now, in Assyrian, it's going to be written out. Okay? So now, on the right, in the red, to the left, Salah wa ma. This is the Assyrian text for it. And then Salah wa ma. This is the ancient Hebrew text. Okay? Now, put our bumpers and bridges together. And this is what we have. We have Shah, which is going to have the bumper, right?
Come.
All right. So we have the Shah. Now, and then here's the tricky one. All right. And this is how we know. Okay. We also tend to go through when we going through our letters. We also go through our tribes. Okay. We go through our tribes. So we go through Judah, Benjamin, and then Levi. Levi is pronounced La Yah. Levi is pronounced La Yah, right? With just La, Yah, and then Wa. All right? But we put them all together. Salaki. La Yah. We have La, Wa, and then Yah. All right? But we put all those together. So we do the same with here, okay? So, yeah, Shah, Lam. Essentially, that's how it is, okay? Now, if Ma is going to be by itself, but you still have it's still okay? So that's how we get Shalom. This is how we get Shalom. Sha, La, M. If you can get that. All right? So instead of saying Shalom, it's actually pronounced Shalom. Shalom. So essentially when those brothers are greeting you, they're not reading the text. They weren't taught the Hebrew text correctly. And that's how they end up mispronouncing that word. All right?
Come.
All right. Cool beans. And hopefully that was a big help for some brothers and sisters. I know it was a great help for me. All right? Hey! the building, man. No sweat. Thank you very much for tuning in to Water. Of course, you know what I'm saying, we're trying to continue on from our books of the Tanakh from last week due to technical difficulties, because we do understand that the person is the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, we just finished up Daniel all, as in Daniel, Isaiah for Ezra, and Nehemiah for Nehemiah. Go ahead, brother. Hey, Shalom. How about you, God? Real quick, brother. Real quick. The water again for you checking in. You been going over your alphabet, your letters? Okay. Trooper Isaac Allah. No, not you, Yahweh. No, not yet. Trooper Isaiah, are you with me? Trooper Isaiah. Have you been able to go over your alphabets as well? Okay. Well, let me hear what you got. Give me 4 letters. Just give me 4 letters off the top. Okay, so you need the screen. Don't sweat. I'll give you the board. Give me the first 4 letters. Okay, you haven't been able to see the screen. Okay, no sweat. All right. Well, the next time I see you or hear from you, I'm going to be looking for that alphabet, all right? All right, no sweat. Same thing for you, Deshaun. All right. Absolutely. Okay. Let's see. All right. Also, let's get into we got another book to go over. To get the Hebrew translation is the Book of Chronicles. All right. And we write that out as. Absolutely, come on. If I may, on the camera a little blurry, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, the water. Also, can you check that out for me? Come. You said blurry.
On Facebook or YouTube? Facebook or Twitter?
Okay. Take a pause for the calls and take a look at that. See what's going on. I can look back there.
That's why I'm going to zoom in a little bit.
Okay. Trivia, how you got? Talk to me. Would you see me on YouTube or the Facebook? Okay. Alright, tell you what, I'll move the board up a little closer so the camera won't bounce so much. How does that look? Okay.
Just write your words a little darker.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll make sure to write on darker and bigger. Can you see? Are you able to kind of make it out? If you know what? Let's test it out.
So like y'all, when you got, I see you got Chronicles written up there, but it's kind of light. But
Got you. All right. I am using a dark pen. Okay. All right. Let's try this out. How does that look?
Shalak, y'all don't want it. It look pretty good, you know. Just a little glare off of that light that be up there.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Trying to work on trying to perfect that. Huh? Oh, so you can see clearly, huh? You can see your things. Okay, so you can so truth, so you're telling me you can see your name clearly. That's what you're telling me.
When you just move the board, if you could move it on around a little bit more in that same direction you were moving it, that glare would be out the way.
Okay. All right. I was moving it closer. We might have to find a new place to put this thing so we can get away from the glare. It's gotta perfect this. All right. Okay. Oh yeah. Cool. So our brother gets his name on the board. He can see clearly now. That's what he's telling you. All of a sudden the rain is gone. The glare is gone. He can see everything now. That's what he's telling you. No sweat. I appreciate y'all, brothers. Absolutely. So now, let's write out this last book. Real quick. Tribute how we died. If you remember in your notes, what is the book of Deuteronomy? Okay, very good. Let's see, Trooper Isaiah, you with me? Trooper Isaiah. No sweat. Trooper Gashan, you with me? Okay. Troop the shot. If the book of the Deuteronomy is the Barium, do you remember the book of Psalms? Okay, no sweat. We gotta make sure we got those notes up. Let's make sure to get those notes going. Book of Psalms should be. Go ahead.
The Hall.
Absolutely. The water for that. The Hall. Okay. All right. Now, real quick, let's get to this last book, and we'll do a refresher another time. The Book of Chronicles. Book of Chronicles. Book of Chronicles is it's in my notes too. Oh, so like here, it's the Barya Hayam. Okay? So, you got, write this in the red. Barya Hayam. Barya. Okay? And then for it to be First Chronicles, we'll say the Barya Hayam Ah. Or for Second Chronicles, we would say Ba. So Chronicles is going to be the Barya Hayam Ah. Or Second Chronicles, the Barya Hayam Ba. All right. All right, brothers, you can go ahead and write that down as it is. I'll let you figure out the letters for yourselves, and you can come back and tell me. We're about to get into some of these scriptures for our brothers. All right. Let me know when y'all have that. Okay, so I can't use this blue no more. Absolutely. No sweat. All right. So now, earlier we had a request to look into some scriptures. One scripture in particular is in the book of the Holium. All right, the book of the Holium. Okay. And Officer Barack, if you could, you have your sword with you? No sign Christ. All right. If you could go to Psalms 94. All right. All right, brothers, we're going to be in the book of the Holium, chapter 94. And we're going to do a few verses out of that, all right? So let's see. And it's actually a very good scripture, a few of these scriptures to go over, because these scriptures actually kind of, they tie in with what also Jeremiah was speaking of last night. When our title was Asian Hate or No. All right? Yeah, I can't use it. This one's too light. It's going to be all messed up. Okay, so, Officer Barack, if you could, read that. Starting at verse 1.
Psalms 94, verse 1. O Yahweh, thy power, to whom vengeance belongeth.
Okay, so right there, vengeance. Can anyone answer why the Most High, the power of all powers, need vengeance? Can anybody answer that? Oh, no, go ahead, Officer Barack.
You know, the earth been given unto the hand of the wicked, and his people, the Israelites, are oppressed.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Officer Barack says because the Most High's people, the children of Israel, have been oppressed. So his people have been oppressed. His people have been wronged, if you will. All right? All right, so please continue with that.
Come. O God, to whom vengeance belongeth, show thyself.
Okay. So, right here, they're asking for the Most High to declare vengeance, to take vengeance, and show himself. Okay? All right. So now, before we get to the next verse, we're going to write this out. And True Yahweh died. All right. Now, you asked me for this, so I know you are ready to read this in the Hebrew. Absolutely. All right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Close. Close. Very nice. Very nice. Close. Close. So now we're going to read in the Hebrew, the book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 1. All Nakwamwaf Yahweh, all Nakwamwaf Hawa Payah. Payah. All right? Very nice. Very nice. Absolutely. Come on in. Ha wa payai. Ha wa payai. Yeah. Almost like take the sound when your mother spanked you. Payao, payai. Something like that. Ha payai. All right. Very nice. Very nice. So here in the Hebrew, we are declaring and pleading with the Lord to show vengeance because his favorite people have been betrayed, they have been oppressed. All right? Very nice, very nice. All right, so Officer Brock, if you could continue with the next verse, please.
Come. Verse 2. Lift up thyself, thou judge of the earth.
Okay.
Render a reward to the proud.
Render a reward to the proud. Okay, so let's think of that verse real quick. So when they're saying, lift up thyself, thou judge of the earth, render a reward to the proud. Let's think, who are some of the proud that are oppressing the Most High's people? Absolutely, come on in. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's especially what I wanted to hear. Moab and Ammon. Especially. How we just talked about, Officer Yermaiah, giving that powerful class on that heathen that had the audacity to shoot and try to murder a 6-year-old because he was retrieving his bike from the front of his yard. All right? And just think of not only the hatred that you have to have for that particular person and race of people, but also how proud you have to be to know that you could attempt to do that and you won't face any consequences. You won't face any judgments. All right? Also, if any of you have read some of the articles about this incident that just happened, what, maybe a week ago, I think?
Come.
Or a week or 2 weeks ago?
Less than a week.
Less than a week. Have any of you brothers seen this heathen's mugshot?
Come.
You seen it?
I mean, they got a picture.
And how did he look?
He don't look like he been roughed up.
Absolutely. But according to the scripture, how he look?
He looked like a child of incest.
Oh,
He does. But then what I'm going for, according to the scripture, how does he look? He looks proud. Absolutely. He is proud of what he did. Proud. And another thing when it comes to being proud, not only you're proud because you're not worried about things, you're also happy. When you're proud, you're happy about the things that you're doing. You know, just what does a father say to a son? What does a son want to hear? The words, hey son, I'm proud of you. When a father can say he's proud of you, he's happy. He's happy about you. And this is what the wicked is. According to these scriptures, this is what the wicked is in this society right now, man. He is proud of what he's doing to us, man. Proud of oppressing us, man. Proud to kill us, man. And we can't have that, man. We can't have our enemies, man, able to sit here and sulk and smile at us, man, because they tried to kill us, man, and they're being successful at it, man. And they're not facing any kind of judgment, man. We can't have that, man. All right, Yahanna, you die? You are up again. Mm-hmm. What? Okay. Hashab, all right. Okay. Very nice, very nice. Close again, but that last word is Gamawal. So we have Ha, Nasha, Shapat, and just for any brothers online, quick note, quick reference, Shapat, and I'm only writing this in purple because it is kind of bright. It is one of those colors that are not often used. So I'm trying to make sure for the edification of the class that brothers can see this word. Shapat is judge. Shapat is judge. All right. So again, we have Ha, Nasha, Shapat, Ha Arataza, Hashab, Ga, Mawal, Al, Ga'ayam. All right? Very good, man. Very good. So, again, we're reading from the book of Psalms, chapter 94, starting at verse 1. And we read, O my power, to whom vengeance belongs to. O God, to whom vengeance belongeth, show thyself, man. We're pleading with the Most High, man, to show his vengeance and his power on this earth, man. Lift up thyself, thou judge of the earth, man. Render a reward to the proud, the wicked, the people who are happy to oppress us, man. All right? Now, let's go down further. And real quick, trivia, how we die. Are you able to see this clearly on the board? Absolutely. Most High in Christ. All right. So now, Officer Barak, if you could read. Let's drop down. Let's drop down to verse 5. Let's drop down to verse 5, if you will.
come. Psalms 94, verse 5. They break in pieces thy people, O Yahweh, and afflict thine heritage.
Okay. So now, let's do this. break in pieces. They break in pieces thy people, O Lord, and afflict thine inheritance, man. This verse is very powerful, man, in describing the afflictions and the oppression that the Most High's people are still going through today. You know how destroyed you have to be broken in pieces, man? Broken in pieces. And we're pleading with the Lord right here. But yet, we ask for the Most High's help, but yet we don't follow after His commandments. We don't follow His commandments. We're not doing as He instructed us to, so that we won't be in this oppression. So we won't be in this captivity, man. We have to get out, man. There's only one way to get out, man, and that's coming back to the Most High, man. Following these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Something simple as not eating pork. Something simple as not dating heathen women. You see what I'm saying? And why would you want to date heathen women? The same people who oppress you. It's mind-boggling, man. Absolutely mind-boggling. All right, so now, Shukva Yahweh Yadai. Talk to me. Okay, cool beans. I got something for you. I want you to read this in ancient Hebrew. All right. I'm just about done writing this on the board. I even wrote this in a nice bold color. So just to make sure that you can see it. All right. Cool beans. All right. Now, you think we can do this without the bumpers and the bridges? All right. Tell you what. Okay. All right. I'll tell you what. I'll help out. Now I'll help out. Huh? No. No sweat. No. Just please, brother. Please. Just let me help you out a little bit. All right. How's that? No sweat. No sweat. Absolutely. Absolutely. My mistake right there. I'm trying to trip you up, but I tripped my own self up. No sweat. All right. So now in the English, the book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 5, they break in pieces thy people, O Yahweh, and afflict thine inheritance. All right. So we done? You tried it? Okay, no sweat.
This book of Psalm 94, verse
brother a hand. Give the brother a hand. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. But now here we go. We have not I.M.A.K, but we have I.M.U.K. I.M.U.K. All right. I.M.U.K. Yahweh. Yah the Kawa. All right. We have I.M.U.K, Yahweh, Yah the Kawa. Then we have Wa na call Wa na call the Lee. Is that it? Oh, I don't think that's it. Forgot that one. Yeah. We have I.M.U.K, Yahweh, Yadakawa, Wa Nakalthaka, yeah, Wa Nakalthaka, then Yah Ainwa. So that's what we have. All right, so let me read it again in Hebrew. The book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 5. I.M.U.K, Yahweh, Yadakawa, Wa Nakalthaka, Yah Ainwa. All right, and this is speaking. They break in pieces thy people, O Yahweh, and afflict thine inheritance. This is from the ancient days, and somehow this is still happening in today's time. All right? Cool things. Very good reading, Yahweh. Very good reading. So now, let's continue on with verse 6. Let's continue on with verse 6.
Psalms 94, verse 6. They slay the widow and the stranger and murder the fatherless.
They slay the widow and the stranger and murder the fatherless. So they're killing everybody. They're oppressing everybody, man, and they have no remorse whatsoever. They're killing. What's the widow? The woman who lost her husband.
Come on.
The woman who is so distraught at losing her husband, and now you're going to kill her. The stranger, the person who is outside the truth, possibly trying to come back. And then you murder the fatherless. You murder the little girl, the little boy, who is without guidance. Without guidance, man, without a leader in the home, the leader of morale in their lives, and you take them from them. You even take the child, man. You have absolutely no remorse whatsoever, man. You are a complete monster. A complete monster, man. That's what our oppressor is, man. He's an absolute monster, man. And we need the Most High to take vengeance. That's what we need, man. And we can get it. But we have to come back to the Most High in order to do it. We have to come back, man. We have to come back to our power, man, and we can get it. We can have it. All we have to do is just submit to the Most High's will, and we can be out of this oppression. Absolutely, come on in, talk to me.
I got a precept for that verse.
Oh, I like precepts. Talk to me, what you got?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 50. A nation of fear
Absolutely. I'm gonna write that down on the side for this. Very nice precept. Very nice precept. I like that a lot. All right. So where are we with this? Come on in and talk to me. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Just like the Trooper Red, man, he's an absolute monster, man. Without regard, man, he doesn't care. He doesn't care, man. And when our people understand that, then it will be so much easier to separate. It'll be so much easier, man. And you can take your spirit out of this place, man. You don't have to be like, you don't have to imitate Marcus Garvey and try to hop a boat and just pick your family up and take them across the world to another continent to try to blend in with another people who does not care about you. You don't have to do that, man. You can stay right here. You can stay right here in America. You can stay on the reservations. You can stay in South America, Central America. You can stay in the Caribbean. You don't have to actually leave your home, man. But your spirit, man, you have to take your spirit out of this place, man. And what do we mean by that? Not taking your spirit, man, something simple as not celebrating holidays, man. Celebrate holidays that have absolutely nothing to do with you, man. But that celebrate the victories over your ancestors, man. That's what those holidays are about, man. Nothing to do with you, man. Something simple as that, man. Something simple as not eating abominations, man. And we can get out of this oppression, man. All right. Trooper, how you die? Talk to me. I got the ancient Hebrew up for the book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 5. Let me see what you can do.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 94, verse 6 in the Hebrew. Yahanna, Wagar, Yahar,
All right. All right. Impressive. Impressive. So we have Alamana, Wagar, Yahar, Yahargawa, Wa, Ya, so Wam, Yum, Yaratazak, Wa. All right. Very nice, brother. Very nice. You keep that up, man. You're going to be impressing all kind of brothers, man, on that Sabbath service, man. Very nice. Very nice. Absolutely. Come on in. Most High in Christ, man. Most High in Christ, man. You know, again, man. First of all, you know what I'm saying, we thank the Most High for allowing us to come into this truth, man, and bringing in and having people such as Commander Yahanna, man, who held on to this truth, man, and giving it to young brothers and sisters, man, so that we can give it to others, man, and get out of this captivity, man. You know what I'm saying? We're thankful for people such as, you know what I'm saying, Captain Zaya, you know what I'm saying, Officer Yerma, Officer Thumba Young, man, teaching us, man, this truth, man, this Hebrew, man. And we're just gonna keep it going, man. All right? So Most High Christ. So now, seeing as how we've been in this oppression for so long, and we're just sitting there wondering, how can we get out? When will we get out, man? Is there any way out? All right? But there is a way out of this oppression, man. And the scriptures tell us, man, something so simple, man. Should be how I die. Talk to me, man. Just in the English, man. Give me continue. Drop me down to verse 14. 14. Absolutely. He won't forsake his inheritance, man. We are that inheritance for the Most High, man. And people have to understand that, you know, I understand it can be so cliche, oh, the Lord won't forsake you, he won't leave you. But I know years ago, my grandmother on my father's side, you know what I'm saying, was not in the truth, was never in the truth, but had a love for God, had a respect for God in her own way, I guess. And she used to tell me, she said, stay with God and God will stay with you. You know, and that really stuck with me, man. And when you come to find out, it's right there in the scriptures. For the Lord will not cast off his people, nor will he forsake his inheritance, man. We are his people, man. We are his inheritance, man. But we have to stay with the Most High, man. We have to stay with the Most High, man. We have to endure until the end, man. And we can get that prize, man. We can get that reward. We can get out of this oppression, man. All right. So now, Trooper Lashawan, you up? Absolutely, absolutely. And Most High Christ. Now, are you able to see the board? Oh man, the Most High was with you this night. No sweat. Trooper Isaiah, are you with me? Trooper Isaiah. Okay, absolutely. Same question, brother. Are you able to see the board? Okay, no sweat. Okay, no sweat. All right. No sweat. Okay, cool. So now, what we're going to do, I understand, Trooper Azar, that you're not totally familiar with all the Hebrew letters and such. So what we're going to do is we're going to write this out in the English. And I would like for you to read it. All right. All right. We'll give that a second. Is it in focus now, Troop? All right. Trooper Yahweh, are you able to see this clearly on the board? Cool bean, cool bean. I took the liberty to write this out in the English, so now you can read it out in the Hebrew. Talk to me.
This is the book of Psalm chapter 94, verse 14. In the Hebrew, Kaya La'a Yatazash. Select it.
Mm-hmm.
Select it. Let me start out that one.
No sweat.
Kaya La'a Yatash Yahweh Imawa Agawak
Mm-hmm.
Wam Nakal the Wam La'am Ya'azab.
Very good, very good. So coming from the book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 5. Was it verse 5? Absolutely, come on in.
I didn't get a chance to respond. I just changed my screen. I'm on the computer screen now. It's loud and clear.
Okay, okay. No sweat, my brother, no sweat. No harm, no foul. All right, if you can see the board, I would like for you to read this in the Hebrew. I wrote it out in English.
Deuteronomy 28.
No. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was just a precept from earlier. This is Psalms 94 and 14. Oh no, yes, I would like for you to read the board.
Oh, yes, sir. Okay, commentary, sir. Kaya Yatash Yahweh Imawa wa Anakar wa La'am Ya'aita.
Very nice, man. Get that brother a hand, man. It sounds like you're reading real good in Hebrew, man. I like it, absolutely. Hey, it's Most High in Christ, man. Most High in Christ, man. Iron sharpens iron at the end of the day. So we have Kaya, La'a, Yatash, Yahweh, Imawa, Wanakalthawa, La'a, Salaki, La'a, Ya'izab. Very good, man. So now, continuing on, we understand that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We understand that we should not follow his ways. And we understand, coming from Psalms, that he is still oppressing us. And he is breaking our people into pieces, man. And the Bible says that there is a way out. There's a way out of this captivity, a way out of this oppression. And something simple as following in the instructions of the scriptures, law, statutes, and commandments, and we can get out of this captivity. But also, I want to let you know who to follow when it comes to these scriptures. All right? So now, Triple Yahweh, if you could, drop down to verse 16. We're going to close out with this right here.
The book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 16, in the English. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Absolutely. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? All right. So now, real quick, concerning the class, is there anybody who can think of that can answer that question in the scriptures? Absolutely. Come on in.
The I.S.U.P.K.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. In the building. It's right there in the scriptures, man. Right there. We're right there, man, in the scriptures. Listen to the I.S.U.P.K. Listen to the priests and prophets of the Most High, man. Right there, man. Trying to get you out of this oppression. All right? And let's see. see if we can read this in the Hebrew as well, real quick before we get out of here. All right. Let me see. And again, man, I thank y'all brothers for tuning in with us, for chiming in. I appreciate all y'all participation, man. Your precepts, your suggestions, man. Your questions. The water to you guys, man. Because y'all, man, y'all make this class enjoyable to participate in and to study for, man. Most High in Christ to you guys as well.
Wow.
Absolutely. All right. All right, so Triple Yahweh God. All right. You are up as usual.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 16, in the Hebrew. By Yah, Yahweh, Yah,
Mm-hmm.
I.S.U.P.K,
Mm-hmm.
I.S.U.P.K,
All right. Oh, man. All right. That brother read it faster than I could write it. In the building, man. In the building. Very nice work. Very nice. So now, let's go over that real quick. Let's read this out in the Hebrew. So, we have to answer the question of who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity. Maya, Yaquam, Maya, Yahwam, Laya, I'm Mariam, Maya, Yathaya, Tazav, I'm Ha'alia, Awan. All right? Very nice, very nice. And who are those people? The I.S.U.P.K under Commander General Yahanna. Started out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And every day of the week that we can, we come out, we come out, we reach out, we cry out, and we yell out to teach blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians that they are the true Jews of the Bible. All right? And the oppressor, that pale-faced murderer, that yellow-faced murderer, that other brown-faced murderer, Elam, the East Indian,
Right.
and that dark-faced oppressor, the African, those are the devils that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
All right? And with that, we'll pass the class off to Officer Baraki Yahweh. Shalom.
Officer Baraki Allah, we do the security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment coming out of Numbers 18:21, and Malachi, the 3rd chapter, 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew. Masha'ara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. The priest fund. It's a free will offering for priests. It's not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like, you can offer. The upcoming Holy Convocation is the first fruits. It's on the 18th of this month. Bear with me one moment. It's on the 18th of this month, right? Right, yeah, it's the first fruits. We're preparing for that. Please check in with your camp leader. If any trooper wants to be any prospects want to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black. That includes the boots, the shirt, the pants, headbands, and scarf. All right, Israel, we're going to salute the teacher. Men of Israel, Amazon Shabbat, Amazon, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat. And what we just said is, the Most High bless you in Christ's name. Hands down. Hands down. Class dismissed.